Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Terry. And today's contribution is about rewriting your future. It's about writing your future. And I started with sharing the idea that in the middle of the night, I was awake, sort of between awake and asleep. And as I was lying there, I had all of this code running in front of my eyes. It wasn't hieroglyphics. It wasn't, I thought maybe it was mathematical formulas, but it wasn't that either. It was something I've never seen before. And I kind of went, wow, wow. And I just was watching it go in front of my eyes. I went, oh, am I rewriting the future? Am I writing the future? Am I unwriting the past? And it was like, okay, that's fantastic. Because one of the things that I've been looking at and writing about in my new book is about how we landed on the planet. Not how we landed here, not in spaceships, but when we got here, what we did, most of us did, is we looked at what was around us. We copied how people walk. So, if our father was flat-footed, we copied that they were flat-footed, because that's not us. Like, it's not genetically like my father's flat-footed, therefore I am. It has more to do with, you saw them walking flat-footed and then you went, oh, that's how you walk, and then you duplicate it. And we kind of do that with all aspects of our life. Like, we go, oh, I see here that this is how people interact, and that when they interact this way, this is the results that they get. And so if I do that particular kind of interaction with people, I'm going to get the results that I've decided are worthwhile, that are correct, that are going to give me results. Like, and some people learn how to be mischievous as a way of getting attention, and they'll do anything that's mischievous and continue to do things that are mischievous to get attention, because they watch somebody else doing it and they go, oh wow, I can get attention that way. Isn't that a great way to do it? And it kind of goes, we don't even know that that's how we start to become programmed. I'm going to call it programmed. I can't think of I realized last night in one of my things was like, I think there's not enough words in the dictionary, because there's so many new energies that are coming up. The words that we currently have you can't attach them to anything because it's not enough. And so that'll be my next book, the new vocabulary. Anyway, but what we do is we're also given the rule book. The rule book is, you need to try hard and get good marks. And if you don't try hard, you won't get good marks, like in school. And if you don't work hard, you need to work hard to make a living. Whatever those things are, if you eat Cocoa Puffs, you're going to get fat. If you if you do anything that, you need to follow these particular rules, and this is how it's done here. So how many of you, if you wanted to really look closely, were kind of indoctrinated into the world of this is how it works here, and you kind of go along that path, unquestioning where it is that it works or doesn't work, and we leave our individuality at the curb, so to speak. We leave our own knowledge, our own knowing, our own sense of self, really a lot of the sense of self, behind, because we're following what we have been taught is kind of like the rules and how you do it. And that can even include things that are cultural and belief sets. So culturally, we get indoctrinated to, so if you're Jewish, This is what a Jewish person believes. This is what a Jewish person does. This is how, and it's like sort of, you slide into it. So you chose parents who are Jewish, if you're Jewish, or you chose parents who are Chinese, if you're Chinese, and you just chose them because you did. And then you kind of become the culture, unquestioning whether that is really, you go, yes, well, I'm Jewish. Oh, yes, but I'm Chinese. With the identification of what it is and never moving beyond what that is, are you way more than your culture? Are you way more than your culture? Are you way more than, I sound like an evangelist today. Sorry. Are you way more than that which you have been indoctrinated into? You know, even the idea that you get sick and then you take medicine is an indoctrination, rather than how do you get it so your body heals? Like, I know people who, they were in school and they didn't want to go to the infirmary. Excuse me. So they talked to the water. There's a young person years ago, talked to the water in their glass, and they asked the water, like there's a kid, we're talking like 7 years old, talked to the water and said, can you heal me? Because I don't want to go to the infirmary. And since then, they drink the water and the water heals them. And we're talking like 1960s when this occurred. So this is not like something that would be, you know, a kid of today that might have been infused with other ideas. And so that person chose to kind of jump outside the norm because they had a reason and justification for doing it, for creating outside the box of what we're given. And so when you look at, and the places that make us uncomfortable, really truly uncomfortable, like uncomfortable even in what we consider our own skin, is the places where we're trying to make it fit, the world fit into something, or fit ourselves into the world, where we know something is so much grander and so much bigger than what it is that we've been, what we even look at. Like, we just look at the world and go, oh, this is the way it is. Not really. Like, really, not really. So what if you could start to ask yourself, what parts of the world have you taken on as real that are big limitations, big inventions? I'd even say big lies, but I don't want to say that. But they're like this is how it's done. And start to ask, what parts of that are really true for you? What parts of the world have you sort of slid into as this is the way that it's done, knowing that there is something way larger than that available for you? Don't worry about anyone else. Everyone else will figure it out on their own. You know, what if you started asking and inquiring, and beyond that inquire, if you go, you know, this kind of doesn't fit with me, if it's something that doesn't fit, and then go, okay, so what else is beyond this that I know? Because we all know stuff. We all have this really strong sense of knowing, and we all deserve to be awake and know, and be awake and be aware, so that we can use our own sense of self as our guide, rather than the template that we were provided when we landed on the planet. So since I was aware, I was unwriting the code or rewriting the code. Hold on to your hats, everybody. Life is about to change, and you never know how it's going to show up. So enjoy, ask questions, make it an awesome week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.